Fly away, bitch. Fly away, bitch. I gotta fly away, pussy! Yo, what's going on? So originally I was just gonna upload a video from my Twitch VOD of me just destroying some noobs as Thor, but I figured I can just put that in the background and actually come here and talk about the new character, how I feel about a full day of playing him. Was the buff actually impactful? Do I feel the changes? Is this character actually good now? All the questions that are on the table that got asked quite frequently in the Twitch channel today, so I just wanted to give out my thoughts and my ideas on the new Thor buff. So to start us out, the character is a lot more fluid, 10 times more fluid overall. I feel like, yet again, I said this in the last video and I'm only gonna say it again, if you did want to play the character, it kind of sucks as well. I just thought about this. My freaking guide is going to be outdated now. He got a very, very good buff to him. But yeah, as I said in the last video, if you guys don't already play the character or you want to pick him up, this is like one of the best times to ever pick up the character. He has never felt easier. He has never felt more fluid. And I can only imagine they're going to continue to add things to the character now that they actually have a direction with him. Before, with the Awakening change, it was just they needed that cancel added to him. Once he has a cancel now, he just felt way better. Now with this original Awakening change that we thought it was going to be, how you can just get the Thor Force back after canceling Awakening, he just feels just that much smoother, whether it's because you can get away from a lot of predicaments, you can take more skirmishes against Psylocks, against Star-Lords, against all those duelist characters that gave you a lot of trouble, or just because you can be a complete brawler, keep your HP at, what, like 750 the entire time, and just continue to brawl, do a shit ton of damage. Overall, this character never had any problems doing a ton of damage. He had never had any problems getting in the backline and shredding kills, but overall, the direction of survivability always felt really terrible whenever you were just completely focused. But as of right now, with the amount of uptime you have in your Awakening, it's literally 3 times longer than the old Thor, because if you think about it, if you go from Awakening into Hammer Throw into Awakening into Lightning Realm into Awakening, you'll have your Hammer Throw up again afterwards. You literally can just stack that process over and over and over again, and the only thing that's going to hold you back is your HP. But with that, I've been running into a lot of these games now where a lot of players are playing Ultron, they're playing Human Torch, they're playing flying characters, period, and that Lightning Realm buff came in heavily. Regardless of if I'm able to make any crazy plays, I still find the option of going to the Ultron, going to the Human Torch, trying to get to them, or trying to use my opening to take them out of the sky. It's just one extra character you can fight now that just feels 10 times better. It was one of those things where before it felt terrible to fight those characters, you couldn't do anything. You had to shoot your Awakening shots from the void and hope that your teammates could follow up with you. As of right now, it feels incredibly good to find an opening on Ultron, as long as you're not making it your main focus, like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and find Ultron, found them, go to him. For me, doing those plays, like just looking for a flyer and navigating them, scanning them, finding them, it never really worked out for me too well. But when I was brawling tanks, and then I inevitably found my opening over to him with Lightning Realm, that felt 10 times better. And that's what Thor usually always does no matter what. It's you brawl tanks the entire time, then you find an opening on somebody taking high ground or pushing too far forward like a Hela or a Namor, and you just follow up with them. Now essentially you can do the exact same thing, except with his flying characters. If a Johnny's playing way too far forward, he's trying to just play aggressively, be a unit, you're essentially Hulk, but with zero downside. You will never, ever miss that move, and if you do, it's probably because he used a move to escape you, or because you're just making yourself way too obvious of a threat. Fly away, bitch. Fly away, bitch. I gotta fly away, pussy! I gotta fly away, bitch! A lot of the Human Torches are watching out for Hulk, but on Thor, you can literally just jump to that character. And if he chooses to not either fly out of your move, then he's stuck in that little circle for a small bit, so your Hela can either have a better chance of hitting him, or even you can with your Awakening shots. Don't think of Thor as this character who needs to fly to the flyers all of a sudden. Hulk doesn't do that. You don't see a Hulk just jumping around, flying to the flyers off cooldown. It's just silly to give yourself away like that, and Thor has never been good like that. If you just fly over someone's head and then go to the backline. Okay, well now I see you going to my backline, I'm just gonna turn around. But when you're a threat from below, because no one even notices you and they just expect, oh, okay, well, Thor's hitting the tanks the entire time, no one's gonna go for me, then all of a sudden, boom, you're out of nowhere. That's the biggest threat. It's just the fact that you can actually have something there to attack those guys whenever they're giving your team a problem, or they step out of place, they step out of line. People are constantly banning Johnny right now for that exact reason. He's just not targeted. No one goes for him. Underwhelming buff that everyone thought the Lightning Realm buff actually was, it's not too underwhelming. Hopefully everyone can stop looking at it as this like 1v9 move where, oh, okay, well, Thor's supposed to have this grounding effect where he stops Spider-Man and Black Panther and he can peel everybody. What happened? I mean, yeah, that would have been awesome, and maybe that's gonna happen to him one day, but with the Flyers thing, you're literally a 10 times more reliable Hulk, and even a thing, I'd say, because it's AoE. I mean, I don't know. That's up to you to decide. The thing can use 2 dashes instead of just 1, but obviously Thor can escape a lot easier too. He doesn't have a 12-second cooldown on his dash, but regardless, I do feel like Thor has an easier time getting to the Flyers, and there's never not a time where I was struggling to get to those Flyers. I even had a really crazy clip where I went under an Ultron, knocked him up into my Lightning Realm, he fell down and just awakened him and killed him, because It is that easy whenever you find the characters out of place, but you don't have to waste so much time trying to pick them off. You can just fight the tanks, shoot at them the entire time, then fly up, attack them, lightning realm, boom, there's your timer now. Or boom, call it out for your team. Don't just fly around looking like a jackass the entire time. You're a tank, you're not in the front line, you're not helping your team out, and you're just wasting all of your uptime just sitting around doing nothing. Don't do that. Today I was struggling quite a bit, and it felt like I was only struggling in the games where I wasn't hitting the tanks. Like they had a Groot in front of me, they had a Strange in front of me, they had a Mag in front of me, and I'm literally able to disintegrate these shields in like 1 second. You can just powerhouse to the tanks the entire time. But for some reason, I was just sitting there looking for a pick, looking for a support, looking for a DPS who inevitably would just freeze me, or just stun me, or just sleep me, and it was CC Mania off cooldown. There are so many games today that I have that were incredibly CC Mania'd, and obviously that's going to happen as Thor, but I think that the biggest reason that happens is because you make yourself a threat. You make yourself obviously known in the backline, and people know that if they can just look at a Thor, they'll just kill him immediately. So yeah, hopefully that gives you guys a little bit more insight on how I use Lightning Realm, a little bit more reliability on Lightning Realm. I do feel like the move has always been this go-to attack the DPS or the supports and save it the entire time. Never pop Lightning Realm for skirmishing on the tanks. In my opinion, you just don't need to. You can just honestly use your Awakening the entire time, pop Hammer Throw, pop your left click, get your little blue Hammer Thor Force back, and just continue to cycle Awakening the entire time. You don't have to go for these crazy plays. But if you see them, because the enemies are walking out of place, you are that guy. You can retake high ground. And the craziest part about that is you can literally now be hitting a tank at maybe 5-10 feet away. You can still be keeping your distance away from a Groot, and then you can cancel your Awakening and fly over to the guy afterwards whenever you want to. That's the craziest part. Fighting Rocket Raccoons has never felt so good. You can just sit there, Storm Surge on top of him, Lightning Realm him, primary attack him, go into your Awakening. If he tries to dash away, cancel it, follow him with your dash, and then kill him afterwards. Or if he double dashes away and he gets onto high ground, it's the same thing. Cancel it, follow him afterwards. There are so many ways and openings you can find on these supports now because you don't have to play perfectly. You don't have to play this incredible OP way. You were playing the game before on heroic, veteran mode. You had to perfectly position yourself next to a tank just so you could Storm Surge away afterwards if you wanted to cancel your Awakening. If there was a Rocket Raccoon or a Hela and you didn't have enough Thor Force to fight them, and for some odd reason, either they use their bird in a weird spot, or they use their CC on you, and you just couldn't land your Hammer Throw, you're screwed. You're done. You're just dead. You're cooked. You have no other way of essentially getting to them. If you go in, pop your Lightning Realm or your Hammer Throw, miss one of those abilities, or you're stuck in your Awakening, and they end up getting out, you're f***ed. Now you can be sloppy. Now you can be lazy. You don't have to wait for a bird before you go into Awakening. You can literally just run under. She birds away, cancel it, fly over to her again. The original play into a Hela or a Namor was Storm Surge into primary attack, Hammer Throw into Awakening, and then cancel it before they can either get their bird off or try to stick it out and try to get the one shot on them. Most of the time against a Hela, if that entire interaction works out, if she's birding away, then you should be fine. You can just easily pick her off. However, if you cancel your Awakening too early, you can't get fucked up pretty easily. Or if she goes and gets high ground, or she goes and gets a wall or somewhere she can keep herself safe, you're just screwed. But now that's completely different. If she chooses to fly away or CC you, or she has anyone next to her to heal her, you can just take that, cancel your Awakening, and run away. It's that simple. You just get your Thor Force back to run away. And that's the same thing for doing things like a Cloak and Dagger maybe is ulting, and you're stuck in your Awakening. Boom, now you can just cancel it, find her, knock her back. Crap, you entered your Awakening too early, Namor has his bubble, cancel it. Boom, you can just kill him now. Literally cancel your Awakening. Wait for the bubble to go down. Boom, he's dead. Oh crap, use your Awakening and Strange flew in the air, cancel it, knock him out of the air. There are so many things you can do now with Awakening that there's kind of no reason to not be brawling and in the front line. It's one of these things where you can just brawl 24/7 now because you explode shields, you explode tanks, and you can explode basically anything in front of you as long as you have the good healing or just people behind you. You do so much damage that it's not even about people being behind you, just more or less you getting heals. It's one of those things where I was doing so much damage where most of these games, if I just had someone to follow up with me, it was insane. But if you're not looking for the tanks, you're not looking for the DPS, the supports, then obviously it's going to look a fool. The really funny thing was, as well, is during the tournament, I think 2 days ago, we saw some players that were locking in Hulk, and it seemed like they were locking in Hulk for no reason besides they just wanted to play another tank. They had no Namor with them. It wasn't any like team up value or anything. They weren't playing with Wolverine. There's actually just nothing going on besides them just playing Hulk because the character is just who the guy wanted to play. They had a Johnny who's being kind of annoying, so yeah, I mean, it comes down to Hulk might be one of the best characters because he didn't want to play the thing, and it was just Hulk. You can lock in Thor, and if you're having problems with flyers or aerials, specifically like a Storm or an Iron Man or an Ultron, you can just cancel your Awakening, fly over to them, beat the shit out of them. And it's especially good because a lot of these characters have dashing abilities, like Ultron can dash away from you. So if it's one of those things where he sees you coming at him and he sees you in Awakening and he dashes away from you, you can do this, cancel your Awakening and follow him afterwards. So if it's one of those things where Ultron sees you coming at him, he flies away from you, you can just cancel your Awakening and do the exact same thing. Not to mention the entire combo list you can go into, and that combo list is, TheSovereign made a very good video about it. He's the combo guy, he's the math guy, he is an incredibly good YouTuber and incredibly good Thor tuber. when it comes down to just everything Thor related, everything math related. This guy just cooks incredibly hard. Check him out if you haven't already. He showed off a lot of his big combos, and a lot of them are honestly just make sure you're always recycling your awakening and make sure you're always just keeping your bonus HP up, but not wasting your bonus HP, right? Just don't cancel your awakening and then repop your awakening again if you don't need to. That redundancy is pretty common, and it happened to me a lot in my gameplay, but the biggest thing is just trying to shake and break that. Understanding that after you cancel your awakening, you will always have one Thor Force back no matter what, and you don't have to pop your hammer throw plus your lightning realm if you only have one Thor Force remaining. So I think one of the biggest problems and catches I was having with redundancy was me awakening in someone's face, and then I would cancel it, primary attack them, and then hammer throw plus lightning realm, because normally afterwards you wouldn't always have that Thor Force for awakening. You wouldn't always have it. After you canceled it, if you canceled it at like 3 seconds and you used your lightning realm plus your primary attack, that would only give you like 2 and 3 force probably. But now it's gonna happen literally every single time. Every single time you cancel your awakening, you go over to somebody, you hammer throw them, primary attack them, you will get your full Thor Force back. And that's essentially what the Sovereign goes over in his video. It's the fact that you can literally brawl on these guys so hard and keep your bonus HP up for quite a long time, because you can just walk over to somebody, hammer throw them, awakening, and that can just go on over and over and over again. And that's essentially going to be Thor's version of walking over to somebody, hammer throwing them whenever you don't want to pop awakening. But yeah, over about a day of just playing the character, it'll get better, especially when you guys come back to the character again. So just get used to that. Make sure you're not popping your lightning realm or your hammer throw for actually no reason, and make sure you're just cycling your bonus HP over and over and over again. One big thing also with bonus HP, for some reason the Sovereign also found this out and came into my chat and told me about it, is I'm not sure why the character as of right now has lingering bonus HP for a lot longer than usual. It's happening if you cancel your awakening. It's happening if you let your awakening fully run out. It's happening sometimes on Storm Surge. There'd just be like 17 HP left over. I don't know what's going on. The chat and I couldn't figure it out, so we're not too sure. If anyone has any ideas on why we have lingering bonus HP, it's pretty cool, but I'm leaving this for the very, very end of the video, so I'm not even going to timestamp it. It's just going to be here. So if anyone hears about this, don't blame me for it, brah. The Sovereign told me about it. It was on my stream. This part of the video, if anyone's been watching this still, this is as dead as my stream. So besides that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed my perspective on the new Thor, or the Thor changes, I guess. And again, if you haven't played the character and you want to try him out now. He's extremely fun. He's really fluid and does a shit ton of damage. All right, peace. Good luck.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass